This is just a really quick introduction or review on Photoshop. As you go through your other lessons, you will learn specific tools and specific things for Photoshop. This is just meant to be a very quick, basic how Photoshop works. What you're looking at right now is the Photoshop interface. Right now we don't have anything open. That's why it's dark gray. So there's not a document. To open a document, you are going to go to File, and you will either make a new document or you will open a document, whatever the instructions tell you to do. Right now I'm going to make a new document. This screen is what decides how big your document is. If you have a name for your assignment, go ahead and name this, and I'm going to name this Landscape. This will tell you how big it is. So this is going to be 11 inches wide, 8.5 high, and the resolution depends on whether or not you will be printing this. If you're not sure, print resolution is 300 and digital resolution is 72. So if I have not told you that we will be printing this, you just make it 72 resolution. Once you're done with that, you hit OK, and now we have a piece of paper open. You will notice up here at the top, Photoshop is arranged a lot like Google Chrome in that it has tabs. If I were to make a new document really quick, you'll notice here's my landscape document and here is my untitled document. So if you have multiple documents open and you're not sure where it went, it is right up here at the top. I'm going to go ahead and delete or exit out of that one because I don't need it. Now, what is the rest of the stuff on the page? Over here on the left hand side we have all of our tools. This is the most important area. It's what selects each tool that we're going to use. If you pick one of the tools, you will notice that this bar up at the top changes. So these are our tools and these are the options for our tools. If I click on the text tool, you'll see up at the top we have the type of font, whether or not it's bold, what size, then we have the alignment and the color. So again, tools on the left, options up above, and then over here on the right hand side we have what are called palettes. That just means they're little sections in charge of certain things. This palette is in charge of our layers, and that's going to be our most popular. You always want layers to be showing. So, tools, options, and layers palette. Now at this point, remember that this is just a general information review about things. If I am putting a shape on the page, I'm going to change that color really quick. I can go right over here to change the color. But if I'm putting a shape on the page and I need to make it larger or smaller, you can move that with the transform controls. Once I have done that, I need to hit enter to save those changes. If I make it this smaller and then try to go do something else, without hitting enter, it'll say, do you want to apply the transformation? And all that means is, are you sure you want to make this smaller or bigger, whatever you did? You can either hit enter or hit apply, and that will make it so that you can move on to the next step. If you're stuck and you can't go to another step, you'll want to hit enter. You can also hit escape, but that will take your shape back to what it was before you change the size. When we are typing on Photoshop, we will use the text tool. We click one time. Don't click and drag. That is for a text box, and we don't use that in Room 16. All you're going to do is click one time. You will see the little square is where you clicked, and then you'll have the cursor that blinks. Now you can type to get your words on the page. If you want to make it larger, you can go up to the move tool, hold down your shift key, and then make it larger or smaller that way. This again is just a very, very, very brief overview of Photoshop. Your lessons that you will be looking at with specific assignments will show you more specific steps. Remember, also, that there are posters in the room that you can look at for keyboard shortcuts to find these tools. You can also hover over the tools and it will eventually pop up and tell you, like, this is the healing brush tool. The last thing that I'll tell you is that these little triangles right here, they're teeny tiny. That shows that there are more tools underneath there. So like our paint bucket, if you click and hold that down, it hides the gradient tool and the paint bucket in here.